Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk about things we love about CDs and things we hate about CDs, which is really just going to be some privileged American guy complaining about things that don't matter. Okay, I hope you had a chance to make yourself a drink. This is really just going to be a ramble. I think we're gonna really turn a lot of people off here. These are just some things I had been looking at some CDs that I had been playing recently, and it kind of made me think about these things. I am willing to admit that I'm very nitpicky, and a lot of this stuff people will be the complete opposite on. But I'm gonna do it anyway, and because any jackass can upload something to YouTube, here we are. So I'm gonna start with I was gonna go back and forth. I think I'm just gonna go and do a handful of things I hate here and then a handful of things that I love later. So one of the things I have an issue with is the packaging, and it's getting I would say it's getting worse and worse. I personally have an issue with unconventional packaging. When I get to things I love, I'll talk about other things. But so this CD came out today or yesterday. Beach House Once Twice Melody. It's not even. I have not even opened it. It's 2 CDs and a poster. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but I don't even need to open it. They're in slip cases. It's kind of resembling an LP sleeve with 2 inner sleeves and a poster inside. I don't like that. Here's one that came out last year. This is the Radiohead Kid Amnesiac, I think is what this version. So this is what, 3 CDs. I did not buy this on vinyl because I was given the impression that the vinyl pressings of the album Kid A and the album Amnesiac that are in the box or whatever that set, the vinyl set, that those are the exact same pressings as the crappy pressings from before. So I'm like, well, I want the additional material. And so I went with the CD here, and this is like, I think they call these digi sleeves. If there's no, it's got, I'm gonna have a hard time showing this stuff, but they're just, CDs are just stuck, they're just stuck in here. So I can't stand that. The CDs are going to be damaged, but and you're not gonna be able to get this, but the paper cardboard is very flimsy. Whenever this goes out of print, it's gonna be very difficult for you to find a copy of this 3 CD set in near mint condition. Is going to be almost impossible unless you find one that's unopened somewhere. This is brand new, and it's already showing. It's showing signs of wear. You thought I was done complaining about packaging. This Beastie Boys thing. So this is something. This is a little older, but I am going to show older things. People buy old stuff, but this is nice. It's nice looking. You get this kind of cover over a digipack that is a big, opens up wide. I just don't like this. This is a little bit better as far as it has a more robust, whatever you want to call this, holder. Because that's something that I really dislike on these kinds of packages, these digipacks. Here's an example. This hang-up CD. I need to actually be careful. The CD won't stay in here anymore. It's in. So this is technically a digipack, right? So it's cardboard, and I'm 100% on board that they're trying to be environmentally friendly by using cardboard instead of the plastic jewel case. I understand that, but what I'm telling you here is that this is garbage now because this is broken. So what am I going to do? This is attached by glue to this. I can't replace this. If it was a standard jewel case, I could take this out and replace just the one out of the three pieces, and then I would be back to good. That's really not the case. I'm still not done about talking about packaging that I don't like. I'm not trying to denigrate or to be negative towards artists or labels, especially small labels. I completely get it. You're trying to maximize you're not selling very many of these, you're trying to maximize what you're getting out of them. I completely understand that. I will tell you that this Sub Pop and Beach House somehow managed to sell a double CD with a poster in this fancy pants sleeve I bought this for $11. But a lot of things that have come out now are in Beach House is on another level as far as having money, I think. But so this is Jet Stream Pony. This just came out last year. It's in kind of a one of these. The CD is in here. So I think we call this a sleeve, but so I have a problem with that just generally. But this is very. I don't know if I'm going to make this come across, but this is a very flimsy thing. It's just not. It's flimsy, and then on top of it, the fact that the CD comes out on this side is just not. It's not ideal. It's not ideal, and this is a trend that's happening. Like we're getting. A lot of people don't make CDs anymore. A lot of bands don't make CDs. They'll just press 1,000 LPs and be done with it. So at least they're making a CD that you can buy. That's the thing. So worse than that is just the old just this kind of thing. And this is a promo CD. I have literally, I don't know. I have hundreds for sure of these like promo CDs, and that I don't like that package, but it's a promo CD and that totally is fine. However, at some point somebody paid money. I paid money for this too. At some point somebody paid money for this Northern Picture Library EP, Blue Dissolve. I did not pay 88 cents. Somebody apparently paid 88 cents at some point. But this is, so to me, paying money for this is what somebody probably paid, I don't know, $7 or something for this. It just seems, I don't like it. This is something I hate about CDs. So a lot of these, like digipacks, this is a Teenage Fan Club single. A lot of the singles went from the slimline jewel case to the digipacks mainly at some point. And I still have the same problem with this. The center spindle is, how should I put this, is vulnerable to being broken. I just don't particularly like this. I'm dealing with like ones, I guess this is on shelf life. So what I would say as a positive is that you can use a more robust tray to have the CD rest in on these. You know, things from Europe tend to they tend to be a little more robust, but it's still not great. I don't like it. I also have a real problem with going too far outside the box. So, you know, like just unconventional packaging. So this My Bloody Valentine 2 CDs set here, this, for the EPs. Why is it? I mean, this is nice. This is very nice. I'm not saying this isn't nice. But the CDs are, you know, again, I don't like how the CDs are just slid into these pockets. So they call this a digi-sleeve. But on top of that, it's a ridiculous, you're not going to be able to get this, but it's just a significantly different size. And it's kind of it's just an awkward size, and I just don't like that. Is that ridiculous? It's just ridiculous, but I don't like that because there's certain shelving that this won't fit on now. You know, it's a nice package. I would prefer that it was, you know, a normal size. This Trembling Blue Stars is a similar. It's a little bit bigger, but this is way less so. So, you know, it's a bit smaller. And, you know, it's kind of resembling an LP, a double LP, a gatefold LP with, you know, a die cut sleeve and whatnot. So another thing that I run across, especially as we're kind of in the really like going into the shitter on CD packaging, you know, it's even in just a few years time, we're cutting more and more corners. So you could have a run of a band that only spans a handful of years, and the packaging gets worse and worse and worse over the course. This is 3 albums. This is a Russian group that I like a lot called Blankenberg. So their first album, this is in a digipack, and then their second album, which isn't very long after, is in a digi sleeve. So it's, you know, the CD is in there. And then I don't know if you're gonna be able to get this, but then we go to an even lighter digi. So 3 albums on CD, none of them are in similar packaging. They keep getting, this one just came out last year. I actually would have bought this on vinyl, but at the time, you couldn't. I know that it is on vinyl now, but it's also very expensive because this is again, I'm not trying to say anything bad about this band or this artist. I like them. It's very expensive to get these albums on vinyl in the United States because of the shipping from Russia. What else do I have? I really don't have much for you here. I'm just gonna turn this into a long video of, you know, I don't have much for you. Another thing I don't like is the small printing, and I'm seeing this more and more. This is that Beach House record again. If you look at this, I've got old man eyes. It's hard for me to read that. And I think that's because so the primary artwork is likely the LP size, and they're just shrinking that down. I think I have other examples of it too, but I have a lot of examples of it. It's fairly ridiculous. Like, maybe I'm just blind. What else do I hate? I hate there's been a lot of like small like feature things. People may not know this stuff. Like, you know, at some point they were going to have it so that there was the data, like the song titles would show in there would be like text data. And that was, I think, mainly a Sony thing. I have a Sony SACD, like, you know, like it's not a fancy one, but certain CDs will show information on the, you know, on the screen that, but it's almost none of them. It's very small portion ever used it and then used it inconsistently and then didn't use it, or, you know, I have run into even recent ones that do use it. Another thing I hate is people tend to treat CDs, and I know people treat everything like crap. Like if you go buy used records, you'll see, you can see, you know, used vinyl albums. You will just see that there's a lot of shitty, you know, people that treat things like shit. But I feel like CDs, because they're more forgiving to being, you know, set down, thrown around, left in the car, whatever, you run across a lot more really beat ups, like really beat up. Maybe that's just me. And lately I've been looking more and more at like Goodwills or whatever. And I won't, because sometimes you can get things for like less than $1, 20 cents. I will not buy something if it's like scratched up, even though it will almost certainly play. All right, let's talk about some things that I love about CDs. I like jewel cases. It's like, this is a standard jewel case. It's 3 pieces. I am 100% on board. Plastic, blah blah blah. I mean, give me a second. So you know, there is 3 pieces. And if one of them has a problem, you can replace it. And if you've got, you know, if you have a higher quality item, like a Japanese CD, chances are like gold MoFi, chances are you're not going to need to replace them. So they're going to last for a long time. I am on board with the fact that there's like environmental issues with this plastic, but I do like, I really do. I like jewel cases. I like the slimline jewel cases. This one is all beat up, but I mean, I can just replace it. So a slimline is just 2 pieces. If one of them has an issue, you replace it. And again, there's varying quality, like varying degrees of quality with those. I like the double that comes like this. I like that. I like the ones where you you know, where the second CD is underneath there. This one's got an issue. I feel like I've been talking a lot about packaging, but so like Japanese, I don't have a ton of Japanese CDs. There's certain things that I like about them, but one thing for certain, like this is not going to break on this without, you would have to go out of your way to break it. I don't know how to explain it, but this is like a high quality item. And it, you know, it costs more money also, but yeah. I unapologetically like these like jewel cases, as ridiculous as that seems. Another thing I love about CDs is that they just work. Like they're low maintenance. I don't have to clean them, generally speaking. For instance, this is not open. I have a high level of confidence that the CDs in here, and this is not 100%, but it's way higher percent than a vinyl record in 2021 or 2022 or 2020. I have a high level of confidence that the CD that's in here is going to be in near mint condition. I actually, like an hour before I started doing this, I received an LP that I ordered in the mail. This is not a shipping issue. They actually mailed me like a dinged up sleeve, which was annoying. And then I pulled it out and it was a black vinyl and it's all scuffed up. So even if the record is going to play totally fine, visually it's not near mint. It's not even like somebody would look at it and I think VG at best. That's a brand new record. And I have to tell you, I bought well over, I don't know, well over 100 records in 2021. I bet more than half of them were not near mint in either one way or another. I have way less likely to have an issue with this. Or when you would buy this. When you buy this in the store, almost certainly, I mean, obviously, you could break the case, you could replace the case. Yeah. Another thing I love about CDs is I think that they're better suited for like expanded deluxe editions and box sets. A lot of times the extra stuff, frankly, isn't mastered as well or is of lower quality if you're dealing with demos or whatever. I know that it's going to sound different if you have the same material on vinyl. But at what cost? So, and when we talk about like the environmental concerns with something like this, so this is I think this album is probably long enough that if it was going to be, I don't think this has ever been released on vinyl. If it was going to be released on vinyl, it would be a double LP. Let's say it's in a gatefold. Is this jewel case CD going to be like have a larger carbon footprint than a double LP gatefold, even not a gatefold, you know, a vinyl record is plastic. It's, PVC. So if we're considering like environmental concerns, I don't know the answer to this. I don't know. Is this worse for the environment than a, double? Because like I said, I'm pretty sure this is long. This is so long that it would have to be on 2 LPs. So even if you went, 120 grand, if you're gonna cheap out, I'm not sure. I totally lost my train of thought. This is, I was just kind of saying the expanded editions, the box sets, sometimes I think are better suited. I think oftentimes are better suited to be on CD. So this is an example where I did not need to get Exile and Guyville on vinyl. I already have it. So I didn't need that. I didn't want to buy the box set, but I really, really wanted the second and third disc of this set, which is the Girly Sound tapes. Now, those are cassettes that have been, supposedly restored. Like compact cassettes, like probably dubs of cassettes. They're excellent, they're outstanding, but they're not very high fidelity. I wanted them, and I got them on this. This was way, way cheaper than the vinyl version. The vinyl, it's a box. And at this point, this is now, I think probably, if you wanted one of these, would cost more than the vinyl version. You know, same thing with something like this, where this has this is Galaxy 500 with the peel sessions. Would I buy this if they, I don't think that you can get this on vinyl as this set I have just on fire as on vinyl. I don't know. I don't know if that would be enticing enough. I want it. I think I am good with it. I'm good with it on this, in this set. You know, there's like these, this is like 2 CDs and a DVD. And you know, this is, you can't get the audio, I don't believe, in a vinyl version. There's some question of whether or not you would even want to, unless you're like a pretty big fan. And maybe that's why that it's not on vinyl. But anyway, I want this. I think that this is would be my preferred way to have this, as opposed to having a giant box on vinyl. You know, same with this kind of, these deluxe, like deluxe pulp, different class. And again, like, you know, there's just so much great material on this. I feel like this is the right format to get where you've got all these B-sides and outtakes and live performances. It just seems like the right way to go. I also think that CDs are better suited for certain genres. I feel like electronic music is better on CD. Not necessarily that it sounds better, I just think that is, I feel like if it doesn't sound better, it probably doesn't sound much worse. And oftentimes it was designed to be, you know, as a piece, or to, you know what I mean? Like, not with sides. But even things like ambient music, I think I would prefer to have it. I do prefer to have it on CD. Classical music mainly for the noise. You know, obviously CDs are cheap. I buy a lot, oftentimes. I don't buy a ton of, I mean, I've showed some here, but I don't buy a ton of new CDs, but I do buy a lot of CDs for 25 cents, 3 for $1, 4 for $1. I think it's unquestionable that there are albums of certain runs. So I like albums. Some people don't like albums. If you don't like albums, I think CDs are better as well, because you can program or whatever, or you can skip more easily. But I like albums. And there are certain, what am I trying to say here? There's certain run times of albums, especially from albums from the 1990s, that were where their target was CDs, where I think it just makes more sense on a CD instead of, you know, a 12-minute, you know, maybe all of a sudden you've got a double LP. You know, I mean, like this, like they could press this onto vinyl. I'm not even 100% sure. I didn't do any research. I'm not sure what the runtime is of this. Let's say the runtime on this is 60 minutes. So now they got to do, they don't have to, but what they probably would do is a double LP, short sides. I just don't think that I think there's some albums where that's just not ideal. Another thing that I love about CDs is that they are cheap on the artist side. So someone that may not otherwise be able to put out or you know, make available a physical product, you know, their chances, like a really small artist is not going to likely be able to put out a LP. maybe they can only do, put out downloads, but they can do a CD fairly inexpensively, right? So this is like a band called group Flu. And so this is somebody that would probably not, let's say there's no CDs, they probably would not release anything, in a physical format, but they can make, they can easily make these limited CDR releases. Am I gonna put this out? I have one more thing that I think that I love about CDs, or I think that is a, positive for CDs. I feel like any music that you're going to take drugs to listen to, or if you're going to be in altered states, I feel like the CD is an excellent format for that. Psychedelic music, ambient music you're gonna float away to. You're gonna melt into the couch. I think that also, like, I want to be like super gone and have to be getting up and like flipping a record over. I don't know. Especially when many people now don't have automatic turntables, so you got to get up. You're not just gonna let that thing spin. Anyway, so let me know what you think. I'm sure you completely disagree with everything this jackass has to say. But that's cool. I think I was gonna say a few things about CDs just generally. I have a lot of CDs still. I probably have a third of the amount of CDs that I had at the peak, I would say. But I still buy them, as you can see. And I think more and more, because of the insanity of the quality control issues for vinyl, I think that is making me more and more rethink what I'm buying. Like, I know this is gonna work. This CD is mint. I just received an LP at my door, like I say, 2 hours ago. I mean, I can return it. What a pain in the ass. Anyway. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.